Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. We are slightly delayed. Okay, this training will be the number of hours that I told you. Okay, so there will be 4 modules altogether. And today we are going to learn about how to elevate your personal branding to advance your career. Okay, so before we begin into any of the topics, I would like you to consider, or rather answer this question. What is personal branding? Okay, so you can tell me, what do you think of personal branding? Like, what do you understand about it? Or maybe you have a definition for personal branding. Okay, and how you do that is you go to this menti.com. Okay, you type in the URL either on your phone or your laptop is okay. And then you enter this code 67952881. Do you get it? Yeah, that is the one. Okay, so there are 10 fields altogether where you can mention, like, what is your opinion? Okay, what is personal branding to you? Okay, so let me open the page. Yeah, you will see something like that. Okay, so there are 10 fields, each one 25 characters. You can write as many as you want. Okay, no need to use all, it's okay. Like how many you can think you write lah. Okay, let's spend maybe like 5 minutes to do this. Okay, someone share your image. Okay, fair enough. Represent myself, selling yourself. Okay, how are people impressed of you? Okay. Three seconds rule. Who wrote the 3 seconds rule? You. Okay. Okay, any other opinion? We still have some time.
Emphasize your strengths.
Emphasize your strength. Okay. Okay, I see Ben still writing, huh? Okay, anything else, Ben? Okay, great. All right, so you guys said, okay, the character of someone, okay, how you look, the first thought about you that people have on you, and how people are impressed. Are they impressed about you? Okay, and then also your image, how you sell yourself, okay, what represents yourself and emphasize your strength. Okay, this is very good. And 3 seconds rule. What do you mean by 3 seconds rule? You said you wrote it, right? This is you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I have watched the video in YouTube last time, it was about how the first impression is important when it comes to deciding your personal branding. So most of the people, when they meet a new stranger, they get to have like assume like what this person is like, and it only takes 3 seconds.
Okay. So the 3 second rule is about your first impression, right? So when people see you, it only takes 3 seconds for them to decide what kind of person are you. Okay, sure. Very good answers that you guys have here about personal branding. One way or the other, whatever that you guys are saying is correct. Okay, then I have another question for you guys. Okay, have you heard of image branding?
Just my first time.
First time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you guys have your opinion and you shared like what you think personal branding is about. Okay. So both image branding and personal branding some people, they sort of confuse it together because they are very similar. It is, both of it is a way of how you represent yourself and how people perceive you. But image branding is more like think of it as more like a outer appearance. Like for example, a very common example that I always use is about celebrities, right? So you know, like a celebrity, like maybe a K-pop star, right? The company will package them into a certain image. Like this person, maybe this guy, okay, he's very handsome, and then he sings very well, and then he can write songs, okay, and then he dances very well as well. So that is the image that company packages him into. Okay, and then maybe the company will say that, okay, he loves animals, he's very kind and stuff like that as well. But, okay, this is the outer image. But inside, maybe the celebrity is not like that. Okay, so that's why a lot of times, right, companies, they package the celebrities very well. Then suddenly the celebrity scandal, okay, overnight done. That is called image branding. So image branding, right, actually, it's not that it's bad, but it's more about the outer appearance, okay, how people perceive you from the outside. But sometimes, some people, they did not package it in full, whereby they didn't match the outer appearance with the person's inner personality. Personal branding, on the other hand, is also about how people perceive you, but it's more about how you project yourself as an expert in your field. Okay, so it is actually a technique that we use to influence the perception and expectation of other people that they have on us. But this personal branding, it needs to match your personality. Like if let's say you are an introvert, you are a quiet person, like for example, engineers, right? They are very smart, but a lot of them, they don't speak very well. Okay, it's actually okay. Because personal branding, you have to embrace your flaws and amplify your strengths. It doesn't mean that you need to pretend to be someone who is very cheerful, because that is not you. Okay, so that is the slight difference between image branding and personal branding. Okay, so the training of today, okay, we have the objective of, at the end of this training, participants, which means you guys, will be able to create an authentic and impactful elevator pitch that effectively builds credibility within 5 minutes in any professional social setting, right? So she mentioned about the 3-second rule, right? So an elevator pitch, obviously, it's an introduction of yourself. You can't finish it in 3 seconds, right? So within 5 minutes, you will at least be able to make yourself memorable or impress some of the people whom you are speaking to, either in public or maybe on a one-on-one interaction. Okay, and in terms of the outcome, participants are expected to be able to create a positive first impression with any strangers in the first conversation in any business setting, right? So again, tying back to the 3-second rule, right? Every time you meet someone, especially someone new, it's a first impression. Okay, and like it or not, even if you know the person for a very long time, you are as good as your last bet. If you, for once, maybe on that one day, you did not portray a good enough image or impression to that person, maybe the person initially, they think that, Ben is not bad. But maybe on that day, your mood is bad, you have a bad hair day or something like that, right? Then you didn't perform well. Then you might actually change the perception of that person on you. Okay, so in any conversation, okay, whether it's the first or subsequent conversations, we must always at least portray a very good first 5 minutes impression to the person so that the person can feel comfortable with you instantly. Okay, so I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever felt like maybe the fear or stress or agony where you sometimes will think like, I know a lot about my job, okay, and I also always do my job well, but why my boss is not noticing me? Or maybe, okay, will I ever get that job that I want? Maybe there is a particular job that you would like to try, right? So you are wondering and questioning yourself, will I ever get that promotion or the job that I want? Okay, or maybe like sometimes I feel like I'm doing well, but other times I doubt myself. Maybe like one time you didn't do well in a task, right? Then you think that, yeah, am I cut out for this marketing job?
It's very common.
Yeah, very common, right? Am I really cut out for this? And also, some people, maybe they don't have a direction or they lost direction. Then maybe they will ask, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know actually what I can do. Or maybe like, will anyone ever need my service for anything? Like, will they like me to service them? Yeah, so I see a lot of head nodding when I put out all these questions, yeah. So I know for a fact that I think like this sometimes myself as well. And if you do this as well, it is actually very common. Okay, so it's not something that is very surprising. You are also not weird or anything, right? Almost everybody will think about at least one of these questions at some point in time. Okay, and it is very normal because most of us have untapped talents or unnoticed talents, even by ourselves. Right? So we may have the potential, but we didn't notice it. So today, what we are going to do is, okay, we want to change this. Okay, so and this is where I will come in. Okay, so a little bit about myself. Yeah, my name is Weng Yan. Okay, you guys actually know me already as the digital marketing trainer. But here is the twist. Okay, actually, in fact, for the last 10 years, I was heavily involved in client experience and personal branding, including in situations or events of crisis. Like, for example, if there is an issue happening with a company or there is a crisis, okay, of some sort that's happening in the company, maybe publicly, okay, that is where my role is, right? When helping them with client experience and also personal branding for some of the executives or professionals in the company. Right? So this is what I have been doing in the past 10 years, in fact. And also for your information, I am also a HRD Corp TTT certified trainer. TTT means train the trainer. HRD Corp, if you have not heard of it before, is actually a government agency, sort of like a government agency in Malaysia. What it does is that it helps to improve the learning and development of employees in Malaysia. Yeah, so they actually gave me a certificate to show that I'm a qualified trainer, something like that. All right, so through my work, especially in client experience, personal branding, and crisis communication, what I have been doing is that I help working professionals, whether they are company leaders or even including like maybe just junior associates. I help them to nail their public messages. Okay, what this means is that I help them to craft and convey their message in a way to the other person or to a public that they are speaking to in the way that they want it to be perceived and understood, right? So it's like crafting the message in the direction that you want people to think in that way. Okay, and I also help them to shape other people's perception during these professional moments. Okay, let me maybe share with you a story. Right, so there was actually not once, but there were multiple times in the past I held media trainings for some of the C-level executives in 2 companies. Right, so I serviced 2 companies in the past, one of which is an international brand, consumer brand. I mean, I can't tell you who it is, but it's a consumer brand, an international one. And the other one is also a government-linked agency. So I held media trainings for the like CEOs, CFOs of that company. Have you heard of what is media training, by the way? You know what is media training?
I can guess, but I feel like I don't know what exactly what is it. Yeah.
What's your guess?
Yeah, I feel like just like related to your profession, like you said that you do train about some crisis communication, so it related to what you deliver in training.
Yeah. So Ben was saying that he thinks that, okay, it's related to my profession, okay, about crisis communication and all that. Yeah, actually, in a way, it is related to that. Okay, so what media training is basically is also a training, but it focuses on maybe one particular event that they are trying to hold. Usually, it's either a media conference or a PR event. So in the training, what we do is that we will help the person or the CEO to find ways on how to answer tricky media questions. Like certain questions we will anticipate, and then we will let them know, okay, this is how you can answer based on your company's situation. Okay, and we also work on perfecting their facial expressions as well. Like for example, in this situation, do you smile? Okay, or do you like do the poker face thing? Okay, or we also, of course, there is also choice of words, okay, and then maybe like body language and all that, yeah, because even though they are C-level executives, some of them, they are not very aware, okay, or maybe they have a certain personality that may not appeal to some people in certain situations. Yeah, so these media trainings is basically to prepare them to face the public or journalists and media, especially important during crisis, right? Because crisis, it means that the journalists will come and ask you a lot of difficult questions. So how do you answer them? Yeah. There was one instance where for one of these CEOs, I actually did a 200 question Q&A booklet for him for one of the PR events that he is going to hold. Yeah, so it was a lot of work, obviously, but he was really impressed with it. Yeah, because basically he's in a technical line, so a lot of the questions are quite technical. Yeah, but he was impressed, and he was basically really happy with it. It was totally a game changer, basically. Yeah, so I mean, a little story about what I did in the past for you. Okay. So in short, what makes me different is that I enjoy helping talented professionals close the gap between your expertise or your hard skills and also how you demonstrate or showcase them to a third person using your human skills or soft skills, right? So basically combining your expertise and how do you make sure that the message that you want to convey come across to the other person, right? So to put it very simply, what I do is that I help working professionals command the respect and attention that they deserve when they are speaking to someone. All right, so that's a little bit about myself. Okay, next up, okay, before we really go into our module 1, okay, I would like to invite each one of you to reflect on your why. Okay, so why do you want to join this training? Okay, so for this icebreaker, I would like to give you guys an activity. Okay, each one of you will take a piece of blank paper here, and then you are going to draw something that represents yourself or is unique about yourself. Okay, so I'm not expecting something like a full-fledged painting or anything. Okay, you can just draw something simple if you are not that good in drawing, you think. Okay, so what you do is you draw something that represents yourself or is unique about yourself. Okay, and then I would like to invite each one of you to come up here and introduce yourself, first of all. Okay, and then you can show us your drawing and then tell us, okay, why this thing represents you or what it is. And also you need to tell us, why are you here today? Okay, why did you decide to sign up for the training? Maybe you can tell us about, for example, your aspirations for the future, or maybe there are some challenges that you are facing. Okay? Yeah, so maybe let's take about 10 minutes, okay?
I don't know what to draw.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, don't know what to draw, right? It can be, does not need to be a full picture, it can be symbol. I give you tips already.
Maybe my general, then later explain again.
Can. Yeah, be creative, okay? It's okay if you don't know how to draw. I'm also not so good at drawing, but you can draw something simple. Like if you cannot draw a person or you draw a stick man, that kind of thing.
I plan to do that when you say that.
You plan to do that? Okay. Yeah, just go ahead. Don't worry. Okay, 10 minutes, yeah? Rita, draw a bit harder lah, or use a pen, because later cannot see. Yeah, there is pen. Or you can use marker also can, because otherwise later cannot see if you draw too light.
So you want to use it?
No. Sure. Can use it.
Ben, you're done?
Not yet.
Okay, so think about your why. Why are you here today? Okay, what are you looking for?
Did you think about your wife?
You think too much of that. Okay, now focus on something else first. Oh, not bad. Full picture already can sell. Okay, if you are done, then just wait for a while for your other friends.
Good drawing. You need a yellow color.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Rongfa finish, is it?
Yeah, I think pretty much.
Actually, that looks quite good. Looks quite good. Just now she pretend cannot draw. Then you see.
I can't believe that she drew that in a short period of time.
What is it?
That one can sell already.
Yes.
You can walk the.
I like it a pen. Yeah. But just now when you introduce yourself, like
Yeah.
you're talking about what you did in the past, it's just like it make me think about a movie that Queen Maker, like a Korean movie. Like just like that the main character there. She
I
trained
see.
for all the boss.
Oh,
Like, what to
I
say.
never watched that movie before.
It's a really great movie.
What's
Really?
the name again?
Maybe you can send me
Queen
later.
Maker. Queen Maker.
Queen Maker.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just-
I didn't know.
Similar, but not really sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly what you did.
Oh, really? I will watch that.
Because when you say your story, I think about the movie.
Okay, I see. Interesting.
It's dreadful.
Okay, you guys finished?
Yeah.
Okay, consider as quite fast. Okay, now one person volunteer.
Can we apply your rule for lady first or?
But I want to know.
How about the person who finished first? You have the most time to think. Okay, be careful of the. Yeah. Okay, before you start, I need to remember to give you this one because otherwise we cannot hear what you say. This one put here. Okay, this one you hold.
Okay. Now I have experience how to be a YouTuber. Hi guys.
Show everyone your
Yeah,
drawing.
I want to show them later. That's my intention. Hi guys, as you guys know me, my name is Ben, and I'm specialized in digital marketing. Actually, it's not my first job working in digital marketing. I used to work. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Yeah. I used to work in digital marketing before, and I have maybe 3 years in the field. Okay, that's enough about myself, and I'm gonna show you the picture, and maybe you guys gonna ask me what the PET mean. Yeah, it's not the Pacific Standard Time. It stands for positive. Yeah, because I recognize myself as a person who really positive whenever I experience. It's not like positive like when I make a very minor mistake and Fox make QA and then she mad at me and then I positive I didn't listen for what her advice. Positive is mean that whatever how difficult the situation that I'm experiencing, I'm very positive for that time because I don't want to waste so much time being upset or when too much time being pessimistic about the situation, I try to, positive and then spend time for other things to make me move forward. And one thing that the reason why I joined the training is that I want to improve my personal training. Because as I'm thinking about, I think that my personal training is not very good. So this training gonna be a very good opportunity for me to improve myself. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. Anybody
Yeah.
got any questions for him?
So why you combine that words with the block?
Okay, let me repeat the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she asked why you combine the word PST or standing for positive with the clock.
Yeah. Like PSTs, sometimes when you think about it, you maybe think, okay, that's a kind of like Pacific Standard Time, PST. So the reason I want it because I want to make you think that way. So you cannot know that's what my real intention is.
In short, it's just a way to confuse you.
Yeah. You did confuse.
Also a trait of your personality.
Yeah.
Always
thank you.
confused.
I know. I will try to be interesting.
Okay, so
Okay.
never mind if you confuse these three person. Okay, don't confuse when you work. Okay.
I will try to do that.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ben says that he's a very positive person. So regardless of the situation, he try to remain positive. Okay, and also he's a digital marketer for many years already. Okay, so next person, come volunteer, ladies. Okay, Rong Fa, master painter. Okay, let me help you with this. Okay, one here, the other one here. Okay.
Hi everyone. So hi. So you know me at Fa from Thailand actually, and I'm working for digital marketing role for a few years now. Can you guess what is the meaning of my drawing?
Looks similar to Ben's, huh?
Yeah, actually similar to his topic and stuff like that.
That's a sunflower.
Yeah.
But better drawing.
Not confusing.
Clear.
Yeah, actually, it's a sunflower. And the fun fact about sunflower is that they always face to the sun all the time. No matter where the sun go, the sunflower will just move face to the sun all the time. It's actually to remind about myself that no matter how hard my life is or the situation that I face, I have to thinking for something positive, they're gonna be the next day, a next good thing or stuff like that. Yeah, that is the meaning of it. It's like more to positive thinking.
So why do you want to join us today?
Actually, I saw the topic kinda interesting, and I feel like I can learn something more from the training. So I just want to upgrade myself also. Yeah, so I'm here for today. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, let me have this back.
And this one. Thank you.
Okay, so Rong Fa also came for the same reason as Ben, huh? Just saw the topic, looks interesting. Let's see whether can learn something new or not. And also I can see that she is also a very positive person. That is very true. Okay, both of you. Okay, Picasso. I help you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. This is represent. I'm Rita. I'm digital marketing. Same thing with people here. For almost 2 years. Before I used to work as for customer service, like specialized in it for 4 years. Yeah, also handle some difficult case, situation also. Yeah. So now I want to show you the the picture represent for myself. Excuse me if my drawing not so good. This is the sea and the mountain. So somewhere you can sit there and chill and relaxing. So people usually see me as a very chill person. Very, they say that I am very calm and reliable. I think maybe sometimes I'm not so like panic or in any kind of situation. I usually sit back and look at it very clearly. So most of the time, my friend or my family members younger than me, they usually look for me for and some advice in their life. Yeah. So this is the penguin. Yeah. Recent years, I see myself very funny. Like I sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'm trying to do something very cute like penguin. Yeah.
It's okay, yeah, no problem.
So the reason why today I joined this session because just recently I feel that the people come to me for advice lesser and lesser. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I become more withdrawal. Yeah, these years, especially after COVID. Yeah, and I don't know how to speak up, how to present myself. Like, want to have people, but don't know how to talk. Something like that. Yeah. So that's it.
Anything else?
Any question for my picture?
I will go to you for the advice.
Thank you.
Hey, don't go first. I give you back my mic, don't run away.
I'm gonna buy you
Yeah.
more taste.
So Rita like to help people, huh? You know, huh, Rongfa, your team, huh? Okay lah, just kidding.
My next target.
Okay, your next target, huh? Okay, so Rita say that he has been in digital marketing for 2 years. Okay, maybe comparatively a newer person compared to some of you lah, compared to Ben and Rungfa. Okay, and also she said that last time you also handle difficult customers. Is it? Okay, so I believe you can understand if someone asks you a difficult question, then the moment where you don't know what to answer. Okay, but don't worry, I can see that you have a lot of strengths already, okay, which is actually our module 2, discovering your unique strengths. Okay, so she said that she seems to be a calm and reliable person. Okay, people tend to trust her and then ask her for advice. Okay, but now she wants to join this training because it seems that the person who is giving her the business of seeking advice, right, become less and less. She need more business. Okay, she need more customers. Correct. Yeah, so she wants to know maybe what's wrong and how to make herself better. Okay, but not bad lah. Some people trust you to ask for advice from you, means your personal branding also not bad already. Okay, can become better. Okay, Sojong. Okay, as usual, Mike. This one you hold. Yeah.
I'm so nervous. Hi everyone, my name is Sojong. I'm from South Korea and I have recently relocated to Malaysia just a few months ago, so I'm still very new here. So before I came to Malaysia, I was working as a global marketer and I always wanted to work in a digital marketing field. So now I'm working as a digital marketer. It's my truly dream job. I'm very happy about it. So to tell about my life very short, I have been moving a lot from country to different countries, from city to different cities almost like every year. So I think that's how I became very independent and became a person who loves challenges. So I don't like to walk the same path that everyone has gone through. I want to create my own unique way. And the reason that I have joined this training is because I love meeting new people and I love to speak out about my visions, my goals, about the future. However, one time my close friend, she told me that my words are not trustworthy and I may look like a dreamer to some other people. So I guess that's what I wanted to learn and improve from this training. I want to become more reliable person and overcome my weakness when it comes to socializing. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
any
really-
questions?
yeah.
Yeah, any questions?
do you have any
for-
questions? Yeah. So this says there are two ways, like easy way and hard way, but I will always look for what's fun and I love challenges. One time it happened to me that I went to a waterfall and there was like a cliff going up to the waterfall and there was one other way that was just like a normal way for everyone to go. But I felt like going up the cliff rather than, everyone's
Okay,
going.
it's more challenging.
Yeah, it's more challenging. No one goes there, but I just want to go there by myself. Yeah.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay,
Mm.
good. All right, very nice. I'm glad that I did this as an icebreaker because all of you have very amazing stories to tell, actually. So Sojong likes to take the hard way. She's like the monk, need to practice, okay, do things the hard way to elevate herself. Okay, so Sojong mentioned that, okay, she was also a marketer before, right? Before becoming a digital marketer full time. Okay, and then also she always moved from place to place. Yeah, I can see that she's very independent as well. Okay, she can do things on her own and learn things on her own. Okay, and she loves challenges, as she said. And she also likes to think about a lot of possibilities. Okay, but then she wants to improve on her trustworthiness because she thinks that she needs to take more action. Is that? Yeah. Okay, so there's one thing about personal branding that you need to know as well. Okay, so you see difference between image branding and personal branding. Image branding is sometimes you portray this image, but inside it may not be who you are. Personal branding is inside and outside is the same. Okay, so your job today is to make inside and outside the same, right? Okay. Right, 1 second, yeah. All right. So why I want to ask you all to share your why just now? Because this is going to be your roadmap today. Okay, your purpose today. Why you want to do this, right? So by the way, this guy, you know who he is?
I used to watch his video.
Yeah, TED Talk. His name is Simon Sinek. He is a thought leader in things like leadership and management. So one famous thing that he said before is start with your why or start with a purpose. So everything that you do, or even as a person when you live, you need to have a purpose. Like, why are you doing this? Right? So same thing when you come to the training today, what do you want? Why do you want to have a better personal brand? Or maybe why do you want to start creating a personal brand for yourself? Okay. So in module 1, okay, we are going to look at exactly why personal brand. Okay, why people generally want to do personal branding. Okay, what is personal branding? And also we are going to look at the 8 key components of a strong personal brand, right? So definitely there are some elements why some people have a good personal brand, some other people cannot build up their brand, right? So there are basically 8 key components in here. We are going to explore that today. And also, we are going to have some time to think about some positive personal branding examples in our life or maybe like someone around you. Okay, so this is for module 1. So let's start with the first part, right? So what is personal branding? Just now we already discussed. Okay, so now let's look at the 5 whys of personal branding. Okay, so generally speaking, yeah, there are 5 big reasons why people want to create or change their personal brand. Personal brand is not only about creating. You can also change it at some time. Like maybe today you are a digital marketer. Maybe tomorrow or 1 year later, you decide, okay, I want to change course. I want to do maybe like finance, you become a banker. So you cannot continue telling people that you are a digital marketer. It's not relevant anymore, right? So you need to craft a new personal brand that is relevant to you at that time. Okay, so there are 5 general reasons why people want to do personal branding. And you need to know that personal branding is actually a very conscious and intentional effort. Okay, it needs to be, you need to do it consciously and intentionally. Okay, imagine if everybody just comes out here just now. My name is Ben. Okay, I'm a digital marketer. I'm from Vietnam. Okay, I do Google ads, Facebook ads. Imagine if everybody introduced themselves like this. Then what is different? You and Rita, or you and Rongfa, or you and Sojong. All of you are digital marketers. Maybe different region, right? Serving different region. But what is special about you? Why are you better than someone else, right? So it needs to be a very intentional effort, like how you want to say it or shape it in a way that you tell people that you can trust me, okay, even if today there is a complaint about what I do, okay, or something went wrong. You know that I'm going to fix it for you, okay? So you need to actually give people that confidence that they can believe in you and they recognize your value. That is the purpose of personal branding. Okay, so the 5 whys basically can be shortened into the acronym IMPACT, IMPAC. Okay, does anyone want to take a guess what IMPAC is? What is I?
Impression.
Impression. Okay, good guess, but no. Okay, anyone want to make a guess? Maybe like M. What is M? What is P?
Identity.
Identity.
Identity
Not-
modification.
Not exactly. Also, it's not a single word.
Improve.
Yeah, improving something, but what it is?
Improve personal.
Okay, never mind. Okay, it's okay. Right now, okay, I will reveal the answer of what I, M, P, A, and C is. Okay, so now you will get another exercise from me. Okay, it will be a group or rather a pair exercise. Okay, so I think 2 of you can be one group. 2 of you can be one group. So you are going to get each one of you. You are going to get a set of these cards. Okay, so what is in here is there is IMPAC. Okay, the answer is in here and also the definition of it. So your job is to match the answer to the definition. Okay, so both of you and both of you. Okay, so you can take maybe try 5 minutes. Okay, let's try 5 minutes. It's not that many anyway. There is definition.
Stand out.
Okay, read carefully, huh? Try to get the correct answers as much as possible.
Okay.
Steer your career in greater
Finish?
No.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Check it again.
Okay. Ready?
Yes, ready?
Okay, let's see. Okay. Confident with your answer? Okay. Okay, let's see. Finish. Both sides. Okay, now let's see whether you get it correct or not. Okay, what is I?
Increase visibility.
Increase visibility, right? Okay, so the 5 whys of personal branding, usually why people want to do personal branding, they want to make other people see them, increase your visibility. Right, so a strong personal brand helps you to stand out in a crowded market. Right, so as per the example that I gave you guys earlier, all of you are in digital marketing. If every one of you come out and just introduce yourself, I do Google ads, I do Facebook ads. So what is special about you? Or you should do something like Rita say, last month I increased the conversion value for one of my customer by 1,000%. Then yeah, then that one is a strong personal branding. Then when your potential employer saw you, right, wow, Rita must hire her, 10,000 ringgit per month. Okay, yeah, so it helps you to increase visibility, right? Stand out in a crowded market. Okay, what is M? Yeah, maximize opportunities, right? So basically, you are giving yourself more opportunity for collaboration and career advancement, right? So if you have a very good personal brand or at least an attractive personal brand, more people will look for you. Like for example, some of the companies, maybe you have connections, right? And if one person in another company, right, they are looking for a talent like you, okay? And they believe and trust you to be able to deliver well, then they might actually extend you with an opportunity, okay? Or maybe they will give you a promotion or something like that, right? So give yourself more opportunity as well. Okay, what is P?
Reputation.
Professional reputation. Yeah, so your name, basically your name in the market, right? Whether when people hear your name, they run to you or they run the other way. Okay, so your professional reputation. So building a solid personal brand establishes you as trustworthy or reliable. As I said also earlier, if you still remember, right? The idea of personal branding is that, okay, you cannot expect everything to be perfect all the time. Something will go wrong at some point in time. It always does. But at least when something goes wrong, people have very solid confidence in you that, okay, I know that Rongfa will take care of it. Okay, don't worry. Okay, it will be fixed. Right? So you establish yourself as someone who people can trust. Your credibility is very good. Like Rita, people look for her for advice. Very trustworthy. Okay? All right, what is A?
Authentic and excellence.
Yeah, authentic connections, right? So personal branding, why you want to build personal brand? You want to show other people, simple as that, right? And you want to make connections, okay? So like it or not lah, okay? Even though if today you are one of the best digital marketers in the world, you still need connection to get a job, okay? You still need connections to get business, right? So a good personal brand or positive personal brand helps you to build authentic connections, right? People will be truthful with you, okay, and you actually know people as a friend on a personal level. Okay, so a strong personal brand fosters connections with your peers and also with industry leaders who are higher than you, and hence open more doors for collaboration and mentorship. Right? So sometimes when you build a good personal brand, maybe your boss, he believes that you will do a good job, okay, then he might actually be generous to mentor you as well. Okay, last one. What is C?
Career trajectory.
Yep, career trajectory, right? So this is more towards people who have a job, okay, and then maybe they want to climb the corporate ladder or something like that, lah, okay? So this career trajectory basically means that effective personal branding will set the stage, okay, to allow you to steer your career in the desired direction, okay, including sometimes when people want to change their jobs, right? So if, like, let's say maybe for example, let's say Sojong, today she decide that she doesn't want to be a digital marketer. She wants to challenge herself. She wants to become a coder, computer codes. Yeah, but in order for her to get a proper job in coding, she needs to also show to the employer that, okay, I have no experience, but this is what I can do. I have done this before, right? So it's like how you present yourself. Of course, you present yourself in a truthful way, not in a deceitful way. Okay, right? So those are the 5 whys of personal branding. Okay, generally most people are why they want to have a good personal brand because of these 5 reasons. One of them or more than one of them. Okay, our next part. Okay, this one is a good part in my opinion. Okay, we are going to learn about what are the 8 key components of a strong personal brand. Okay, of course, personal brand everybody has, whether it's good or not good enough. Simple as that. So there are actually 8 keys of a strong personal brand. Okay, so right now, for this one, I'm going to invite another even better teacher in personal branding than myself. His name is Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is also an expert in personal branding. Okay, so what we are going to do here is, I'm giving you this handout here. Okay, you will need a pen or a pencil for this. You can keep this later on. Okay, it's basically fill in the blanks. Okay, I will give you, I will show you a video. Okay, so you guys watch the video, and then while you're watching the video, you fill in the blanks with the correct answer. Okay, I test the audio first.
Your job.
Okay. Yeah, listening test. Okay. Can you hear clearly? Just now the sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Start.
Your job is to do your job really well. Continually think every day how you can be better than you were yesterday. Hello, I'm Brian Tracy. Today I want to show you how your personal brand plays a crucial role to your success. One of the things I've learned over the years is that people may have tremendous potential, but because of the way they are perceived by others, the way other people look at, value, think, and talk about them, they never get a chance to use that potential. So I began to study what it is about branding and image that sets you up to be successful and far faster than most other people. Let me define a brand first. A brand is basically a promise. When you have a brand, it's a promise that you make and are known for keeping to the person who you are asking or trying to influence. Human beings decide emotionally and justify logically. If you have a good personal brand, people are willing to pay you more for your product or service and argue less. A brand always begins with your values. What do you stand for? Quality, excellence, responsiveness, teamwork, innovation, leadership. Then, when you're clear about these, you build a tremendous personal brand by starting with the principle of integrity. There's no better reputation you can have other than for people to say that when they do business with you, you always fulfill your promises. The answer for success is to do what you've been hired to do and do it now. This expands into every area of your interactions with others. Here's the rule. Everything counts. Everything that you do either creates and builds your brand or weakens and destroys your brand. Everything counts. So let's look at the 8 laws of branding. The first law of branding is the law of specialization. It means that you have to Focus your brand on one area of achievement. You cannot be all things to everyone. You can choose to specialize either in your line of work, your product, your company or industry, the media, your community, etc. But you have to be focused like a laser beam on one thing. People have to be able to describe you simply and clearly to others. The second law is the law of leadership. You have to be recognized and acknowledged as one of the most knowledgeable, respected, or skilled people in your field. So one of the things you ask yourself is, where do I want to be a leader in my field? The third law of branding is the law of personality. Your brand must be built around your personality in all its aspects, including flaws. Now, here's a question for you. What would be the best personality brand for you to have? Here's an example. The Australian who wrestles crocodiles. If you wanted people to describe you in a particular way, what would be a good way for them to describe you? The next law is the law of distinctiveness. Once you have created your personal brand, you have to express it in a unique way. For example, I knew a woman who sends a thank you card with a dried flower inside. When you open it, it falls out. That little sort of thing is what makes people remember her for months and even years after meeting her. Maybe you will sign your name in a particular way or dress in a particular style. I know another person who always wears red. So how can you be distinctive and stand out from all of your competitors? The fifth law is the law of visibility. To be effective, your personal brand must be seen repeatedly and consistently. When you form a brand, in a way, you're getting into show business. If you're not out there talking to people, networking, getting involved, it doesn't do you any good. So be out there where people see you all the time. Very often, people will hire you, buy from you, recommend you for no other reason than they have seen you around a lot. The sixth law is the law of utility. Your behavior behind closed doors must match your public brand. It's completely destroying of a person's brand to find out that he or she is mean to people in private. One of the greatest brand claims you can get is that people say that you are always the same on the outside as you are on the inside. The next law of branding is the law of persistence. Once you've established your personal brand, give it time to grow. Stick with your brand and ignore fads, trends, changes. In other words, be consistent all the time. The final law of branding is the law of goodwill. The more you are perceived as well-intentioned or embodying valued ideals, the more influential your brand will be. Have a positive personal brand that people look up to and admire. Here's what you do. We call this back from the future thinking. Ask yourself, if 3 years from now, if they were going to do a study on me and come back with a report on the kind of person I was, the way I treated other people, how people talked about me, my reputation, and my position in the hearts and minds of others, what words would I want them to use? Of all the words that they could use, what would be the one word that would help you more than anything else in your field? It's really a work of brilliance to pick a word that will be your leading attribute. What word should people use to describe your superb brand? The next step is asking yourself, what can I do differently from now on so that people think of me like this all the time? Remember, a brand is a promise you make. It's saying that if you interact with me, get involved with me, buy from me, sell with me, go out with me, and so on, this is the kind of person that you will get. This is the kind of person that you will experience. Now, is it hard to develop a reputation for always doing what you say you will do no matter what? Yes, it is. But what difference does it make in your life? People who have a positive personal brand get jobs much easier, They are hired faster, they are paid more, they're promoted faster than people who don't, because the first thing people do is check your reputation, your personal brand.
Okay. Did you manage to get everything, or was it difficult? Okay, you have some missing, but generally understand. Okay, good. Let's discuss the answer. Okay, so a brand is a promise that you make and are known for keeping to the person who you are asking or trying to influence. So human beings decide emotionally and justify logically. Yes. And if you have a good personal brand, people are willing to pay you more for your product or service, and they argue less. So a brand always begins with, yes, your values. So your strengths, your values, what you believe in. Okay, so there is no better reputation you can have other than for people to say that when they do business with you, you always fulfill your promises, correct? So the answer for success is to do what? Is to do what you have been hired to do. Okay, so it's a long one. Yeah. So the answer for success is to do what you have been hired to do and do it now. Exactly. So here's the rule. Everything counts. So everything that you do will either create and build your brand, or okay, weakens, yes, exactly, correct, Sojong, weakens and destroys your brand. Okay, so this first section here, what it says is that a personal brand is a promise that you make to other people, right? So it's more than something that you say verbally to another person, but how you do it as well, right? So it's not like I just come out today, I'm very good in personal branding, I'm good in client communication, right? I can settle all clients who complain about your product, okay, versus whether you can actually do it or not. Okay, so everything counts. So everything that you do about yourself in your job either builds you up or it destroys you. So to put it very simply, if you don't keep your promise, it destroys you, right? So this personal brand is something that you need to keep, okay, because you need to use it as the tool that you can influence and shape the perception of other people of you. Okay, and we always begin with your values, okay, or your strengths. Okay, now part 1, the 8 laws of branding. Okay, so what is the first law? Law of specialization. Okay, so focus your brand on one area of achievement. Be focused like a laser beam on one thing, right? And people have to be able to describe you simply and clearly to others, right? So you need to be specialized. You need to have something that you are good in, right? So some people, they are good in a lot of things, like maybe like, for example, Sojong, you might be good in skiing, okay, and then you are also a very good digital marketer, but you can only be one thing at one time, okay? So I'm not saying that, by saying that, I'm not saying that, okay, every single time when you appear in front of people, maybe you introduce yourself to someone new, your elevator pitch must be the same. That's not what I'm saying, okay? But it needs to be consistent. Like, don't be a digital marketer today, then tomorrow suddenly you become website builder. Then the next day you become a teacher. Then what are you? Well, every day you are different, right? So it needs to be consistent, but I'm not saying that it needs to be exactly the same, all and all, okay? Because in certain scenario, you will notice that, okay, if you say something else, it may appeal to some people better. So it depends a little bit on the setting. Okay, law number 2 is the law of leadership. Yes, so you have to be recognized and acknowledged as one of the most knowledgeable, respected, and skilled people, okay, in your field, right? So you need to do your job well, okay, and you need to do it now. Okay, and then the law of personality. Okay, your brand must be built around your personality in all aspects, including flaws. Exactly. So I said that, right? Personal branding is slightly different from image branding. It needs to be based on what you really are. right? So nobody is perfect. You will have your weaknesses, okay? But what we do is we amplify our strengths, we reduce the weakness, okay? Right. Number 4, law of distinctiveness, right? So express your personal brand in a unique way, right? So a simple way to make your personal brand unique, right, is to think of a story. Okay, like you tell a story about yourself. Like for example, just now Ben said, right, when I tell a story about how I do the media trainings, then he kept thinking about one movie that he watched. Okay, so it becomes memorable for him already. Right? So there's a way to make you unique. Or another technique is actually to maybe like ask questions, right? Like you ask participants, okay, have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? Okay, did this happen to you? Did that happen to you? Yeah, of course, but of course you need to ask the right questions. Then if the participants like, okay, then you know that you ask the right questions, okay? Okay, law number 5, law of visibility. Yes, your personal brand must be seen repeatedly, exactly. Always appear in front of people, okay, and consistently. Be out there where people see you all the time. Yes, exactly. Like for example, today if a client come and visit you in the office, okay, then you go with your boss. Your boss wants to introduce you to the client, but then you hide behind your boss. Then you are not following the law of visibility, right? Yeah, sometimes maybe you don't know what to say to the person. It's okay, just try, practice. At least start with, how are you today? Okay, and then if you do not know what to say, it's okay. Try to think of some questions to ask the person. Okay, how did you come here? Or maybe ask about the weather, right? Oh, it was raining. Are you okay? Okay, got traffic jam or not just now? Just try to start a conversation at all time. Okay, law number 6, law of utility, right? Your behavior behind closed doors must match your public brand. That's the answer. Okay, you must appear genuine, in short. Okay, and number 7 is the law of persistence. Exactly. So once you have established your personal brand, give it time to grow and stick with your brand. Ignore fads. Fads is something like a trend, okay? Fads, trends, and changes. In other words, be consistent all the time. Right? So again, as I said, right, you need to be consistent. Okay? Your personal brand must be the same thing about the same core values about who you are, but the way that you say it maybe can change a little bit sometimes. Okay, last law is the law of goodwill. Okay, so the more that you are perceived as well-intentioned or embodying valued ideals, the more influential your brand will be, right? So when you build your personal brand, you must come from a angle where you want to do good. Okay, don't try to brand yourself as the biggest scammer in the history of something. Okay, so that is not goodwill. Okay, so you need to brand yourself as something that is positive. Okay, so your digital marketing is very good. You help to lift business. Last month I helped a business. Okay, it was almost the boss was crying. He almost bankrupt already. Right, so I helped him to come help his business to come back to life. Okay, by helping him to do Facebook ads that generated a lot of conversions, something like that. Right? So you actually it's possible. It's possible. Yeah. So you need to come from a direction where you want to do good for other people. Okay. So part number 2, back from the future thinking. Eh? Not sure how much you guys got this. Yeah. Pick a word that will be your leading attribute. Yeah, exactly. You need to think of something, a word that will be something that represents you. Like you think, begin with the end in mind. Okay, so 5 years down the road, okay, let's say you continue to be a digital marketer, how you want people to recognize you as a digital marketer, right? Or maybe like Rongfa, okay, you are team lead, okay, or QA. Then how down the road, how do you want people to recognize you, okay, as a team leader, right? Okay, so ask yourself, if 3 years from now, they were going to do a study on you and come back over the reports on the kind of person I was, the way I treated other people, and how people talked about me. Yes, what words do I want them to use? Okay, so these 8 key components, okay, come from a very strong standpoint. Okay, so you can also, like just now also I gave you some examples like how I tie it back to my own personal introduction, right? Like distinctiveness, okay, specialization. I only talk about one thing. Yeah, I teach people about digital marketing, but today I'm not here to talk about digital marketing, okay? I'm here to talk about personal branding. So my personal brand is only going to focus about that, right? Specialization. Okay, and also I need to try to position myself as an expert in the field as well. Okay, and of course, okay, you need to be visible at all times. Okay, whatever that you say and you do must be consistent. Okay. Okay, so the next part, okay, this is actually the last part of our module number 1. Okay, so having now you know already, okay, what is a positive personal brand. Let's think of some examples, okay? Are there any examples in your life, or maybe like not the people around you, but maybe can be someone's famous as well, where you can think of they have a very positive personal branding? Yeah.
I think we do have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think like for a celebrity in Vietnam.
Celebrity in Vietnam.
Singer, and her name is very famous.
Mm.
And every time when people talk about her, they're gonna think about a person who's really
It's okay,
trustworthy.
Yeah, let me hold it.
Yeah.
You can
Who
speak.
every time when any people talking about Mỹ Tâm, they think about her as a very trustworthy person, who's talented, and also do anything, very like growth like in her field. So kind of very good branding for me.
I see. Her name is what? Mi Tam.
Mỹ Tâm.
Mi Tam. Okay.
Beautiful.
I-
Something in your heart. You have a very
I see. Okay, so Ben shared an example about a famous celebrity in Vietnam, right? So she is known for being trustworthy, right? And then also a very good celebrity in her singing, is it? Yeah.
No scandal.
No scandal, okay? Important, okay? Very positive image. Yeah, so this is a very good positive branding example. Rongfa, you have any example to share?
Cannot think of anything yet.
Cannot think of anything yet. Okay, never mind. Someone else try. I think Sojong, not so difficult for you, huh? Come. Yeah.
So, in contradicts to what Ben has said, I just thought of a person. Everyone knows him. It's the Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what about him?
Well, he created this image of himself where he's very straightforward and also very rude.
Okay. I see. So that is not quite a positive personal branding example, huh?
It is
Yeah.
not. But however, it somehow his visibility increased. People notice him, and his the number of people who follow him has increased dramatically, isn't it? So I think that could be an interesting perspective to look at as well.
I see. Okay, so yeah, so maybe personality wise, okay, it's not a very positive example, right? You said Donald Trump, right? Yeah, but in terms of the law of visibility, he's the king lah. That is very true. Rita, come share your example.
Yeah, the first one, the first
Wow.
one came in my mind. Opposite with Donald Trump is Obama. Yeah, Barack Obama.
Okay. What about him? Why do you
He-
think that he has a very good personal branding?
He built very good image of like a kind leader, like kind country leader, as a kind father. Yeah, family. Yeah, how to say? He he organized some event, some public event that connect with own kind of people from different level. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, there's also quite good, right? So he managed to Obama managed to shape himself as a leader who supports people of all levels, right? So diversity they call it. Yeah, okay, it's a good example. Yeah, I agree, he has a very positive image as well. Like a lot of people like him because they think that he seems to be a very genuine person. Okay, yeah. So all presidents actually they also do personal branding lah. That is for sure. Okay, that is guaranteed. In fact, for any country, any president, I believe they also receive trainings that are similar to media training. Some presidents they are so good that even if you tell them a joke, they will not laugh. I have seen that before, right? So they can control their facial expression very well. Okay, they can control their emotions very, very well as well. Yeah, very, very highly trained people. Yeah, so a positive personal branding example that I can think of and I used to hear a lot is actually Tom Cruise. I want to share. Yeah, so for Tom Cruise, it is said that, okay, he is, I think, 60 plus years of age. By the way, I just recently found out that he's the same age as my mother. Yeah, so they say that even though at his age, he puts a lot of effort into the character that he plays. Like, for example, there is a movie where he was a combat pilot, right? So he learned how to fly a plane and stuff like that so that he understands how actually it works, right? So that when he acts out the character, he will be able to portray, okay, the actual feelings that he feel at that point in time. And also it is said that he does his own stunts. Like he rarely uses a stuntman. Like if he has to jump from a building, he will jump himself. Yeah. So he has a very good personal branding for someone as someone who has a very strong work ethics. Like he will deliver whatever that you ask him to do and at the highest standard as well. Okay. Yep, so very good examples there we have. Okay, so why I want you guys to think of some positive personal branding example here is because in the module number 2, you are going to discover your strengths. Right, so now you think of some existing examples first. Then later on, what we want to do is we want to emulate them. Emulate means we want to copy them, but in a positive way. Right, so you now know that, okay, why these people, they have very good personal branding. Then you apply it on yourself. When you build your personal brand or your elevator pitch or introduction, you want to do it in a similar way. Okay? Okay, so we can take a break for 15 minutes. That's it for module 1.